Hi ladies, it's Hillary, owner of Free Babes Handmade and blogger at I'mLikeBrave.com, a blog all about living an uncommon life that you love with your family through entrepreneurship. I personally love having one-on-one coffee dates with other entrepreneurs that I admire, and so I thought it'd be really fun to start a weekly series where I get to interview creative entrepreneurs and you get to listen in. From these interviews, you will learn from their successes and their failures, get behind the scenes access to see how they built their business, and you'll walk away with valuable insights that will help you take your business to the next level. So grab a cup of coffee and join the conversation. Enjoy! Hi ladies, it's Hillary, and I'm so excited to be here today with Sandy, owner of Zozu Baby. Sandy has the cutest bow shop. She has over 27,000 followers on Instagram, and you've probably seen her bows on tons of your favorite bloggers. So thanks for being with us today, Sandy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so before we talk about business, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself personally?
My name's Sandy. Hi, I am from Northern California, specifically the East Bay area. So I live in the Tri-Valley with my husband, who I started dating when I was a senior in high school. And we have two kids, Zoe and Sebastian. Zoe is going to be 4, and Sebastian's a year and a half. And then we have 2 dogs, and we're actually currently living with my parents because we just sold our house, and it's really hard to buy a house because there's a lot of people out there home buying. But I started Zozu Baby after the birth of my daughter Zoe, and have been just rolling with it since. And then in addition to that, I'm also a full-time wedding coordinator at a winery here in Northern California. So that is I say day job, even though I work evenings. That's my day job, and then I come home and make bows at night.
Oh my goodness, that's so much. I had no clue you had another full-time job.
Oh yeah, so it takes a lot of work working with those brides.
Oh my gosh, I bet. And so you're living with your parents right now, you said, in what state?
Still California,
Oh,
so
California.
still in Northern California. So actually my hometown, and I'm actually in my sister's old bedroom. And kind of working Zozu Baby out of their living room, and I'm so thankful that they don't mind everything everywhere all the time. So
wow, you are busy, but that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very, very lucky to have them.
So tell us a little bit about how you started the company. Like what gave you the idea, and what did the beginnings look like?
So like I said, I started when Zoe was first born. My husband and I, we just have never been a really big fan of those big glitzy bows that somehow always wind up like in shower gifts that you're given. And so we were just always like, no, we're not going to put bows on our head. But then I put a small bow on her head, and I was like, well, that's really cute. That's just really cute. And I've always been a crafty person, had things laying around. So I had some fabric, and I was like, I just want to try and see if I can make one for her. And I made it, and I fell in love with making it, and I liked the idea of making it. So I just started getting experimenting more, with different materials that I had. Started with felts. I had a lot of felt lying around. So I would just start making bows. And then I was part of a Facebook group online with a bunch of moms from her birth month, and they all wanted bows. So that's when my Etsy shop opened, and just friends and family started asking for it, and it just started kind of growing from there.
Awesome. So give us kind of a bird's eye view of what the first couple of years looked like of growth.
So I opened my shop, my Etsy shop, and there was just a little bit of sales. It wasn't anything super big. So again, I don't really count that first year as true business. But then in 2014, I started to push it a little bit more, and I reached out to someone I had been following on Instagram. It was Jenna with Jenna's Kitchen, and I knew she was pregnant with Lolly at the time. So I was like, I think she would really like those mini felt bows. So I reached out to her, and she gladly accepted. And then from there, some time passed because it was during her pregnancy. So Lolly was born, and then next thing I knew, my bows were featured on Small Fry blog as one of the top bow shops to follow. And then all of a sudden, I just had all of these sales all at once. And it was really overwhelming, but super exciting. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much more that can be done with business that I'm not pushing. And actually at the time, I was also pregnant with my son. So once I was on maternity leave with him, I really just honed in the sales and working and pushing my social media, and sales really took off in 2014. And by took off, I sold a couple of $1,000s worth of bows. And then it wasn't until last year, 2015, that I broke barriers and on Etsy, selling in the upper, $27,000 worth of bows. And that's can be so minimal compared to the other people out there. But for me, that was huge. And I was like, I could make this my full-time job. I just need to start pushing harder. So it was, after Black Friday last year, I was like, this is going to be it. I can do this. So.
Well, that's awesome. So do you have like a date when you want it to be full-time?
Tomorrow would be so nice. It's really hard leaving something that it's such a safety net, my job. It feels, I know it sounds silly, but you grow so comfortable living with that constant income and salary. And I haven't relied on my Zozu Baby salary as anything yet. It's just been there. So I don't have a date in mind. I keep saying like 2018. I know it seems so far away, but hopefully that'll give me enough time to really figure out how this all works.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's cool. So basically getting your bows out to bloggers was like your big break.
It was. Like, honestly, I'm so thankful that even happened just on the whim. I actually don't think I even knew that Jenna was part of Small Fry Blogs when I sent that to her. It was literally, I just really liked her food feed because she was doing like the whole 30. And I followed her because of that. And after that, I was reaching out to bloggers, and I'm still reaching out to bloggers and other influencers on Instagram to just try and get my product to them and see if they'll use it in some shape or form. So
cool. Well, Jenna, if you're watching, thank you.
Yeah.
So what is your big why? What are you working towards? What type of lifestyle do you want to support through your business?
So I've always been a weekend worker. I've worked in the hospitality industry for ever. I don't think I've ever had a job that didn't have me working on weekends. I want to be able to have that time with my family. Right now, my husband and I have no days off together. So doing anything as a family can be really tricky. So my why is to be able to have my own flexible schedule and work when he's working, and then be a family when he's around and we can do things together. I also really want to be that mom that can pick the kids up from school and take them to soccer practice or whatever that may be. And right now my schedule doesn't really allow for that. So that's what I want to do. And if traveling and all that other fun stuff comes in the background, then that'd be great. But right now I just want to start with being able to see them during the week.
Totally. Yeah. Like just having time flexibility so that you can fit in the things that are important to you.
Yeah. Love so that. Sometimes I just feel like I miss out on so much just working weekends. So.
Well, that's cool. So what would you say so far has been your biggest failure or learning lesson throughout building your business?
A lot of it would be that not every product sells, I guess you can say. It's hard to, sorry, I'm trying to find the right word to say this. So it's like, I see something and get really excited about it. Like, oh my God, I need to buy like so many X amount of yards of this fabric. It's going to sell like so crazy. And then I hear nothing, like there's just no interest in it. And so it's trying to find out like what my customers like and what my followers like. And so I feel like I'm still learning that as I grow. I'm trying to come up with like new bow types or new prints and stuff. And so like I would say my biggest failure, like right, it's only 1 month in, but I'm trying a new bow system where I release bows monthly. And this last month in April, it just felt kind of flat. No one was really interested in them, and I just feel like it flopped. But I'm not giving up yet. I'm kind of learning from what I did this month, and hopefully May and June will be a little bit better, and then I'll reevaluate. But I would say this is my current to-date failure, is just not meeting the expectations that my customers want, I guess.
Totally, and you're not the first person to say that. I was just talking with someone else about that, just like, I don't know, like adaptability. Like you think it's one way and you prepare and you like buy all this fabric and then it's crickets. And it's like, how do you recover from that,
Yeah. So, I mean, it's crazy just to look at like the stash of fabric that I have laying around, and it's like, how am I going to move this, or what can I do with it? I have it. I thought it was going to sell, but trends are just changing so fast. I mean, the whole like fabric bow trend is just like blown up, and I'm just like, you can only hold on to something for so long. So just wondering where it's going. So it's a big learning curve.
Totally. So on the opposite side of your biggest failure, what would you say is like your biggest strength as a business owner, kind of your sweet spot? Like if you were to teach us a college course on entrepreneurship, what would you teach us?
I think it would have to be customer service. I feel like I have that down packed. And I don't know if it's just my years in customer service from when I was in high school. I actually worked at Disneyland when I was in college. So I learned a lot of like golden tips from them. But I really do value my customers, and I want to make sure each and every one of them feel that they're taken care of. So if there's like an issue with a bow or a shipping issue, I don't know if it's my innate personality. I just feel like I have to take care of them. Whether UPS lost their, or the post office lost their package in the mail, I feel like I need to make it up to them somehow. And it could. I'm like, not that I'm hurting my business by like sending out all these free bows, but I just want everyone to feel that I'm personal. And I think actually Amy from June and January, like she's a big role model to me, but she does a really great job interacting with her customers like online and everything, and just staying like being a real face to them. And that's what I feel like I'm good at doing.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I mean, especially with like 1,000,001 bow shops out there, having really great customer service will really set you apart, right?
That's what I'm hoping.
And what did you do at Disney?
I worked in Tomorrowland at Star Traders. So it was the store when you come out of Star Tours at the time. I looked like I worked at Taco Bell with my uniform, but it was so fun, and I learned a lot of cool secrets and tips and tricks. And
so awesome.
It was a really cool experience working there.
Yeah, like in general, Disney's like one of the top companies just as far as everything about them. Like besides that kids love them, they have like great customer service, great, like they treat their employees so great. And
I know, it's really amazing. Like just that company, you can learn so much in any sort of business, regardless of what you do. You can learn so much from Disney. So
yeah. That's awesome. A side note, one of my favorite things about Disney was in a college class before, we were talking about their Imagineers, the people that get together to come up with a new ride or a new feature. And they have this policy where they always say yes and to everyone's ideas in a brainstorm instead of like, well, I don't know, or I don't know how well that would work. And so like they are constantly like building off of each other until they get these crazy ideas.
That's so cool. And it's always a way to stay positive, which is really nice. So it's never like bringing anyone down, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Okay, so in what ways do you currently market your business? Like, what are your marketing goals, and where do you put your time and energy?
So right now, it's obviously all of it, I'm directing all my marketing through Instagram myself. But I am launching my website on this Thursday, and once it's launched, I want to actually start looking into like the Facebook advertising and the sponsored posts on Instagram and trying to market that way. I've actually never done any of that marketing, just simply because when someone clicks on that link or that ad, I want them to be taken to something beautiful. And not that Etsy isn't beautiful, I just feel like I want to stand out in all the other Etsy shops out there. So I've been waiting for my website to be done before pushing like the Facebook ads and things along those lines. But that's where I hope to go in the next few months and hope to research. But on top of that, I do a lot of like outreach to bloggers or just like cute kids on Instagram who I feel fit my style and need. And I love sending them bows and doing marketing through the other people out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what does your company structure look like? Is it just you, or do you have people to help you?
Yeah, so aside from my internal helpers, which are like my mother-in-law and my mom who irons for me, and my husband who flips bows for me, thankfully, I hired my first seamstress actually like 2 weeks ago, and she just finished her first batch of bows for me, so I'm going to go pick those up tonight, and I'm so excited because
oh my gosh,
taking the sewing off of me or my plate is going to just be so huge. And she's just sewing and flipping the bows, but that alone, as you know, is endless hours of time. So
you're going to be putting them together?
Yeah, I'm going to still assemble them, but she's taken my fabric and I've cut it for her, and she's ironing it, sewing it, flipping it. So right there, that's a good chunk of time off of my bat. And then hopefully, as I grow, I could grow what her duties are, and then, eventually add on different seamstresses. But we're starting small and seeing how that works for us.
Wow, that's going to feel so amazing when you have that first package in your hands.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get it tonight.
Wow, congratulations. That's awesome.
Well, thank you.
So what is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to Zoo Baby?
Well, just recently, actually, I saw my bow pop up on Oh Joy, which was super exciting. And I sent her bows and wasn't really, you never want to just expect from the larger bloggers that anything's going to come up. But she posted about them on her hashtag, the Oh Joy what is it? What's her hashtag? The what June wears.
Dressing the babe.
Yeah. And anyways, it popped up on that, and that was super exciting. It didn't drive a lot of traffic, but internally it was exciting to me to just see it on such a high-end like blogger site.
Mm-hmm.
But just seeing my bows pop up on bloggers' feeds and on blog reviews has been a super exciting experience. It's, hasn't been any celebrities or anything yet. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that I'll see that, but nothing yet.
Have you sent to celebrities?
A small amount, not too many. I sent some to Kristen Cavalieri, and I actually did get a text of a picture of her baby wearing it, but she doesn't share her baby on Instagram or anything, so it hasn't been posted anywhere. But I saw it on her baby, so that was a pretty cool moment for me.
Oh my gosh, I got a text like that too one time, and I was like, well, that's great, but not really worth the $300.
Yeah, she everything is neck and below for her baby, and when I sent it, she was pregnant, so I didn't know that's how it was going to go.
Yeah. Well, can I ask, how do you go about sending bows to celebrities?
So I'm part of Cupcake Mag, so Cupcake Magazine. They are a really good resource for me on getting the celebrities' addresses and the outreach and getting them that way. So Casey's been really great at getting me in touch with them and their information.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so let's see, where do you personally go for guidance? So like, I don't know whether you have any mentors or any sort of groups that help you stay in the entrepreneurship conversation.
Definitely. I turn to all the Facebook groups that I've been added to and so thankful for. I think actually the most one that I turn to the most because I feel so comfortable is the Creative Entrepreneur group that you actually created. And I use Cupcake Mag, obviously. I don't know. I'm in a lot of other groups, but I haven't made the connection and friendships that I have with the Creative Entrepreneur group. I'm actually like friends with a lot of those ladies, I guess you could say, in real life.
Uh-huh.
And I can turn to them. I can text them or shoot them a quick email. And a lot of them are really great at giving me guidance and advice. Unfortunately, I really want to read like business books, and my husband sends me, articles on entrepreneur.com all the time, and I read them, but I'm not as good as I should be. You're really great at doing that, and that's one thing I want to work towards personally. But in the meantime, I've been using my friends as a great resource. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Can you think of, I know you said you're not like a huge reader of this stuff, but can you think of like anything in the past that's really stuck out as like the best book you've read or the best advice you've gotten, or just what kind of guides your entrepreneur journey?
Actually, my husband, I would say, is the one that really guides me and drives me in that direction. He, like I mentioned, is constantly sending me emails and links from entrepreneur.com or different bloggers, or even if they're just different memes of quotes. Like if I'm having a really bad day, he'll send me a quote that he found on entrepreneur.com, and it really like resonates with me. And so he's been actually a really great support to keep me driving in this whole business, because he's letting me know that it can happen and it will happen. And he just reminds me of that daily with little things like that. If it's a text message with a quote or, read this article, it's been super helpful. So.
That's awesome. That actually has just reminded me, like, a lot of people think entrepreneurs are like on fire all the time and they're so excited about everything they're creating. But like, I feel like I've heard that entrepreneurs have some of the biggest rates of like anxiety and depression sometimes, because it's like, you're so alone sometimes. No one gets it. No one knows what it's like to have a bad month and like not know if you can pay people or, and so, like, from what you just said, that reminded me that in order to be, like, a good entrepreneur friend, like, it's always important to, like, support other people by maybe sending those things to them. Because you never know, like, when someone's you think on Instagram, oh, they're doing so great, but maybe they're having a really bad week,
Yeah. And it feels like they come and go really quickly. Like, one moment you can feel super high and then like, so excited about the way your business is growing. And then the next week, can be a lot slower, and you can just feel so worn down and so beat, or just so overwhelmed. And it's just so crazy how quickly that turns. So it's just so nice that he always stays so positive, and he's just always sending me little reminders that it's just read this, it's going to be okay. Like, so.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. And like, I feel like lately, we're going through kind of like a slump with social media. And I feel like a lot of people are discouraged. And you said something that reminded me of the fact that like, I feel like if you just like persevere through it, like you said, the moments are fleeting. Like you'll look back and think, oh wow, I had a bad couple of months in the beginning of 2016. I'm glad I didn't quit though, because now I'm like here.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people will probably bow out when the going gets tough. And if
Yeah.
you just hold on, things will flip very quickly.
Yeah, I can agree more.
So tell us what are you working towards currently? Like what are you most excited about on the horizon?
So I'm working on, like I said, even though I listed it as a failure, I'm still working towards it. So I'm working on releasing my bows in a monthly collection. So every month there'll be a new small group of bows that fit, obviously, the season that we're in. And then once the month's over, a new bows will be released the following month. So that's what I'm currently working on, is to try to get myself known for that. A lot of people are known for certain things. Obviously, you're known for your sailor and schoolgirl bows and, awesome quality. And then there's people who are known for like their monthly subscriptions, or they're known for only being like open, certain days of the week. Mm-hmm. So, I want people to know, oh, this one shop, Zosie Baby, does these monthly bows. You have to get in, like, you have to get them now or they're going to be gone and you're going to, lose out. So that's what I'm currently working on. And then as well as some new styles of bows that I'm trying to bring back. There was one that I made my daughter when she was first born that I fell in love with, and I really hope to bring it back. But when I first made it, it's kind of funny looking back at some of the quality things you make, and you're like, oh, I sold that. So I'm trying to perfect it so the quality is more on par to what I'm doing now.
Well, that's cool. So the two things I really heard you say were, one, kind of like your own, or scarcity. Bringing back, okay, so I'm totally like against a scarcity mindset. I think there's abundance of work for everyone. But when you use scarcity with your products, it produces this demand that's exciting for people.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand, like when you have a limited amount of anything, everyone wants it.
Yes.
So that's really smart. And two, like you said, it's the one thing that you're trying to be distinguished by. And I feel like it's so important in business to not try to be everything, but to be like one thing really well. So if you're like the monthly bow person, then you all of a sudden don't have competition anymore, because you're the monthly bow person. She's the bow person that does this. She's the bow person that does that. So like, it's just such a good strategy, I feel like.
So that's what we're trying for. Obviously, it's a learning tool, like a learning way with it. So
awesome, that's exciting. And you're not going to do subscription? It'll just be like,
I thought about it, but no, I want to focus at one thing at a time and then grow from there. So right now I just want to focus on how I can perfect these monthly bows, like how much fabric do I need to purchase for this upcoming month, and just trying to get that hammered in and try and make that a well-oiled machine, and then see where my business goes from there. Rather than taking on everything all at once and just, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be this.
Yeah.
Just try and be me with my style of bows, but in a different way. So.
Totally. And what inspired you to do that?
I keep saying him, and he's going to watch this and think he's so amazing. But
you don't want that.
It was my husband again. No. Honestly, we always like shoot around ideas on things we can do. And, he'd shot around like monthly subscription in the past, and he's like, why don't you come up with like monthly bows? And I actually kind of like turned it down at first, and I was like, no, I don't want people to feel like they can't come to me because I don't have a certain color or whatever. I don't want to feel like I'm limiting people.
Yeah.
But then after talking to him about it and like kind of developing the idea some more, I think we started thinking about this back in January. I finally decided to try it because, like you said, it's people want a product that's only available for such a short amount of time. So I'm trying to ride that kind of wave.
Totally.
So I have to give the inspiration to my husband on that one. And he's going to just love this. So.
That's awesome. And I want to share something real quick about that. So there's this principle that my husband was in a business group and he learned about called the hedgehog principle. I don't know if you've heard me say this before.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
But my husband's business is carpet cleaning. So here's the example with carpet cleaning. Basically, they say there's a hedgehog and a fox can do everything well. And a hedgehog really can't do anything well except one thing, which is roll up in a ball and have spiky things so he doesn't get eaten. And so, like, if you're in so they applied it to business. Like if you're in a room full of carpet cleaners and everyone's like, hi, I'm a carpet cleaner and I get your carpets clean. Hi, I'm a carpet cleaner and I get your carpets clean. Everyone's the same. They do everything. They clean your house. But the one person's like, hi, I'm a carpet cleaner and I clean carpets with products you can drink and we're perfect for like the Whole Food shopping mom. When you leave that event, you're going to remember that one carpet cleaner. And even if you're a dude that doesn't care about any of that, you're still going to remember that one carpet cleaner, and you're probably going to think because they're an expert at one thing, they're an expert at everything. Like, and so I just feel like you said your fear of missing out on maybe like you won't have the right colors or something, it'll still differentiate you in a way that people will be loyal to you no matter what colors you offer because you're really, really good at one thing.
Yeah. So that's like great examples. That's what we're hoping for.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so to close the interview, do you have any parting guidance for anyone out there who's just starting a business, or if you could go back and speak to yourself when you first made your first bow, like what would you say?
This is a great one because I actually have had some like newer shops like contact me and just want things like now, like, oh, I'm not getting the sales now, like help me, can you share my shop, can you do this? And I just want to say like slow down, like it'll happen, I promise. And that's one thing I wish I could, like, again, I started slow, but once I got going, I was like, oh, why isn't this happening for me yet? It's never going to happen. This person hasn't responded. And I just want people to remember that it will happen. Like you will get there. You will get the sales. People will start connecting with you. It just takes time. While you might be so anxious and so excited to move on things, that's you in a world that's also, everyone else is feeling that with what they're doing. So it's just a matter of being patient and letting things, waiting for things to happen, I guess I would say, because it will happen. It's just different paces for everyone.
Yeah, that's so great. And so, Sandy, where can we find you online?
You can find me at zozubaby.com, and my new website launches on Thursday, May 5th, so I'm super excited about that.
All right. And on Instagram?
Yes, on Instagram at zozubaby, Snapchat zozu_baby. And I think that's my social media coverage.
Awesome. And Zozu, for people who are listening only, is Z-O-Z-U.
Yes.
Thank you. Cool. Well, Sandy, thank you so much for being so open and honest and sharing your journey with us. And I hope everyone listening, you took at least one thing that you can apply to your business to take it to the next level. And Sandy and I both hope you have an awesome day. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.